This is Terrance from Suffocation, and you are listening to the FANTASM Podcast.
Phantasm.
This is Cleo from Cut Up.
This is Brian from Vital Remain.
This is BOHABANERO GWAR. This is Lee from Monstrosity.
This is Alex from Krisiun.
This is Sid.
Hey, this is Orgasm.
Mike Smith from Suffocation.
Hey, this is Tom Clark from Horror's Hallowed Ground.
This is Dallas from Allen. You're listening to Phantasm Podcast.
This is Dr. Ross Sewage from Exhumed and Impaled, and you're listening to the Phantasm Podcast.
Phantasm.
This is Dr. Vincent West with the Phantasm Podcast. I'm here with Terrance Hobbs from Suffocation.
West. What's
going
happening, Mr. Vincent West?
How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. Last show, fucking Summer Slaughter, hanging out here with some of the boys backstage with you, man.
Awesome. How have you liked the tour so far?
This tour has had quite a bit of ups and downs, but yet it's been fucking godly.
The last time I saw you, you had told me that you had played in Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico was okay. Had a great time. Played Twisted Sister, Sepultura, Suicide Silence, Fear Factory, quite a few other bands. It was fucking awesome, but
Variety bill.
Yeah, it was a variety bill. There was like anywhere from 58,000 people throughout the course of that show.
That's really cool.
Which is good for us because we need the exposure because we're underground.
That's how we like it.
Right. Right, Donnie? Right. See?
And you have a new album.
Well, we have all the material. We still have to go and record it. Obviously, we're just getting done with Summer Slaughter here, and we still have some tentative things that we might do. We're not sure yet. We have to see what the logistics are with the band. I mean, we've been touring every other month pretty much.
Right.
Kind of fucking tired, need to go home and deal with life. But everybody else is still gung-ho, and so am I, to that effect, as long as everybody's on the same page. So, do that.
For the recording process for that, are you going to be using Ricky for that?
Absolutely, we're going to have Ricky and Frank on it.
Oh, that's awesome. Both.
Frank, Frank has pretty much got his foot into retirement. I mean, he can only do about 2 weeks of touring a year, which in turn means that any full-length type of touring that we do, he's not going to be on. So we try to use him sparingly and in festivals or off shows, where we can manage to get him in and out without using up all of his time. There's a lot of places that do want to see Frank. We want to make sure he can come out and see stuff too.
He's the king.
But he's my boy, and he's also been the fucking creator of this band along with me, so I can't really say anything about it. But when it comes down to real life, real jobs, you've been there 25 years, a pension, just so on and so forth like that. It's a hard life decision for a person to make, and really for me, that's key. And I don't think people outside of this band understand that much. But when we can get Frank out to see you guys, we will, man. And I mean, I can't guarantee him in every single place in city. Only reason being is because we just do so much more touring than what he can do.
It's understandable. I read for a long time, I guess he has a really good job.
Oh, yeah, man. He's been working wastewater treatment since he was out of high school.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So he's been there for over 20 years.
Okay.
So, now he doesn't get the time off. It's like, hey, do you want to go on tour fucking full time? Or do you want to turn around and, lose your pension after 20 years?
Right.
And that kind of shit will fucking do it to you. And I don't blame him for the decision he makes. He's always going to be a part of this band, just like, I'll always be a part of the band.
The staple.
Maybe I'll be on the stage, he won't. That's just the way it is.
Well, that's...
But at least in the recordings, you let him. I can't really remember much of it.
Are you good? So will both of them sharing vocals on it, or will it be?
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, we'll see how everything pans out with all the lyrics and everything else once we go to really record it.
Can I throw a fan idea at you?
Sure.
I would love, and I think I speak from probably any old school Suffocation fan, I would love one disc to be Frank and one disc to be Ricky.
Hey, well, you know what? That might be pretty awesome, too.
It's probably super expensive, too. But
it would be probably super expensive, and nothing is out of possibility, in my opinion.
It's just me throwing some stuff at you.
And don't think that we didn't actually think that one up beforehand.
I'm sure.
We actually did. But it all depends on what the record label wants to do. Of course, there's creative controls and ties that you have to adhere to, and also it all depends on how much effort the people want to put into it. We do have a lot of creative license, with Nuclear Blast and what we decided we wanted.
So you're still with Nuclear Blast?
Oh, yeah. So it'll be on Nuclear Blast, the next record, you guys, which will be great, and you guys will find out about it, and of course there'll be all the extra amenities that Nuclear Blast does with its bands. Nuclear Blast is a great label. They have like so many great bands now. They got Slayer, they got Carcass, they got Hatebreed, they got this, they got us. You know what I mean? So like you can't doubt Nuclear Blast. Yeah, we're going to do that, and we're going to see how that pans out and spend some time really doing some touring. We're not going to rush to do a new record. Obviously, it's almost been 4 years since our last.
Yeah.
So we're pretty fortunate to be able to be even still touring at the end of a touring cycle that long.
Right.
And hang out with these motherfuckers on Summer Slaughter.
Right.
You know what I mean? You? Well, come on, man. You know.
So when you're to bring everything up to speed here, because I didn't even know about it. With Guy leaving. Because the last time I saw you in Clarksville, it was
basically with Guy, it was just like it was slowly coming. I mean, he wasn't putting as much attention into things, and as his parents were passing away, it kind of
that's awful.
It kind of affected him a lot, and his mother passed away first, and his father passed away. And
I'm sorry, that's
they left him a house. Then he met a girl. He got married.
I met her in Clarksville, I think. Yeah.
Exactly. We did some traveling and everything, and I mean, with the death of everything, and with the marriage and all the rest of that, it just kind of was weighing on him, especially the traveling.
I'm sure.
The traveling is the hardest thing. Most people don't think it's easy. I mean, but you do 27 airplane flights to go to one territory and you start a planet over 2 weeks.
Right.
You don't want to fucking do it. I mean, I think every major mainstream stars probably spoke about that. And granted, maybe they're going first class, but us fucking death metal
you're not.
I'm not. We've got some big dude named fucking Gorator drooling on your fucking shoulder. You know what I mean?
You're not on Air Force One.
Yeah, and you're eating fucking bullshit food that makes your guts feel like crap. And then you got to get off the fucking plane and go and do a sound check and shit. Fuck all that. Like, it fucking sucks. I'm going to tell you, it sucks. But I do it because I got to go and fucking do what I believe in.
We love that you do that.
And, we always try to get to every tour that we can, and even the ones that we can't get to, we try to work on getting to. So with that being said, we're going to go home after this tour. We're going to try to get all of our new material together, get the titles together, get the artwork together, the recording together. And then come February, we have 70,000 tons of metal. So if you guys haven't gotten your tickets, get your fucking tickets and be on that boat, because there's going to be some serious shit. And
that's awesome.
Other than that, yeah, man, we're looking forward to trying to make this new release. I mean, all the material is written, but yet, we need the time to go and record it.
Any idea with a producer this time? Are you going to stick with the Zeus guy?
We have a couple of different options. Obviously, we always take our pre-production material and send it out to different engineers like Jason Sukoff and like Zeus and so on. Yo, bro, can you shut the door, homie? Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have to make this kind of short because it's getting crazy. And it's gonna get loud and you're gonna have a hard time. But anyway, that's Suffocation's plan. I mean, we've been very happy being on this tour and sharing the stage with Cannibal Corpse and Carnifex and with Nile and with Enterprise Earth and Ingested and so on and so forth. I mean, Revocation, Dave Davidson, awesomest guitar player in the world, having a great time. I'd also like to, if you have other questions, obviously, but I would like to make a mention of one of our sponsors that helped us out tremendously on this tour.
Of course.
Which is DistroKid. DistroKid is an independent distribution company which will get most of your new coming bands. So if you're a new band, check out distrokid.com. Check it out on Twitter. Basically what they do is they allow younger bands that have their own material and that have their own rights and that have their own, copyrights and things of that nature, not selling it off to a record label. What they do is they distribute it through all the different streaming websites. So they also will help you to distribute your hard copies as well. It's pretty cool because it allows people to keep all their rights and keep all of their publishings and things of that nature. So for a small fee, they're really actually getting you out there and making your money and allowing you to keep your stuff. So everybody, this tour for Suffocation sponsored by DistroKid. I suggest you check it out if you're a new and up-and-coming band. Obviously, we're on a record label. We can't do that, but you guys can, and I want to get you guys ahead of the game while you have the chance.
Awesome. So definitely look for that.
Right on.
That's great for them sponsoring such a great band like Suffocation.
And they sponsor us, and they sponsor other bands like Dark Angel and so on and so forth.
Oh wow, cool.
And I mean, it's a great outlet for new bands who need to keep and make sure that they're not getting taken for all their money.
questions if you don't care. Real
No
quick.
problem, no problem.
What is your favorite Suffocation album?
All of them. I hate to say it, but to me,
No, that's
as far as playing, as far as hooks, as far as material, as far as all of that, like almost every single Suffocation album has the same type of intensity and the same type of, let's say, complication, dexterity, technicality. Maybe each record sounds different, but when we go about playing the songs live, you actually can see that, we're not changing the mold of what Suffocation is. Unfortunately, we do have member changes, and that's a real life issue. And that's some things you just can't control.
Yeah,
I am not looking to control everything. I'm looking for people that actually are 100% into doing what Suffocation has been doing and is willing to do and add to it. But yeah, really, I mean, it's just a matter of keeping our integrity for you guys and making sure that we deliver the best possible material and the best possible stage show without the gimmickry. You know what I mean? We're a t-shirt and jeans band at heart.
That's why we love you.
That's where we stand,
It's oh yeah, definitely. Question for you as a me being an older death metal fan. Do you keep in touch with any of the bands from the scene up there? I'm a big Mortician fan. Do you have any relationship with those guys, or do you?
Like
with Will?
Will is like one of my old school boys. I've known him for God knows how long. Always a good friend. Roger Bouchard from Mortician as well. Of course, I keep in touch with people, the Immolation people. I keep in touch with the Pyrexy people and the Eternal Bleeding people, the Skinless people, the Dehumanized people, even hardcore people. Jorge from Marauder and Akani. People from Agnostic Front and hardcore.
Oh wow, cool.
So we in New York, we try to keep it together as best as possible. Of course, I'm not in touch with everybody every single day, just like all the old members in my band.
Right.
I do still keep in contact with them frequently, or infrequently to a certain extent. Depends on how much I'm home. But
well, like before we were talking about Doug, I had no idea. That's really cool.
I just seen him right before this tour. We all went out to see Demolition Hammer show in New York.
That's awesome. I love Demolition Hammer. That's great.
Had some drinks, watched Malignancy, had a great time. When I get home, I'm actually probably going to call him up to see how he's doing.
That's awesome.
He's got his own job. I just ran into Doug Bones, my old drummer, out in Texas, along with Kevin Talley, who should have been on the tour, but he couldn't do it. Kevin Talley, studio drummer. You need your drums done, call Kevin.
Awesome.
We just rocking and rolling, man. We roll with the punches and we just keep it real.
It's just, for me, I've been a fan, and I think I told you this when we first became friends on Facebook.
Yes.
I've been a fan since '91. I remember buying Effigy on cassette, and
So awesome.
that to me, and if I can take a second to just talk about that record to me is the Bible for death metal.
That was 25 years ago for me.
The production,
2.5 decades.
I have never, and I'm a big Scott Burns guy, but
Of course, Scott
he
Burns is the
knocked
man.
that one out of the park.
Well,
that
that's
thing is
because
so fucking.
Scott is the fucking man. That's all that there is to it. And he made sure that he didn't date himself like all other engineers do. I mean, after us and like very few other bands, he just kind of hung it up and just went back into just like building and outfitting studios and live venues.
Really, I had no idea he was still doing anything.
He's not doing the recordings anymore, and I think that lends a lot of credit to his integrity.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But it just gave it such a special sound. I mean, everything on it, every instrument, every lick, every note of that album.
Scott is the man and knows his shit. There is nobody else that I know or that I think really is comparable to him in the long run. Going from analog recording to digital recording over the course of the last 3 decades, Scott is the fucking man. That's all there is to it.
Did you all record that record in Florida?
We recorded Effigy of the Forgotten in Florida. We recorded Pierce from Within in Florida. Then we flew Scott Burns up we flew him up for Despise the Sun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Pretty and Spawn, you know why it sounded like shit? Because we didn't use Scott Burns in the middle of it.
It's such a good album, though.
It's a great record. It's got great material on it, but it's got a terrible production. So, guess what? On our next record, there will be a Breeding and Spawn song on it. And for all you fans, excuse me, that collect stuff for records, by the end of the next 4 records or whatever, you'll be able to take one Breeding and Spawn song off of each record and make a better Breeding the Spawn. Even though all the productions will be different from album to album.
Oh, wow,
it'll
that's
still
awesome.
sound better than the fucking Breeding the Spawn. So we got like maybe 3 more songs after this one to go. Maybe I'll knock them all out in one shot just to kind of fucking, let the fans have what they need.
Fuck yeah, man, that's amazing.
But yeah, I'm working on it, man. There's a lot of underground shit that we do, and I'm just trying to be the workhorse, man.
I've had my copy. I bought it at a Camelot. Do you remember Camelot?
Oh yeah, of course.
I've still got mine with that
Sam
dude.
Goody.
Oh yeah.
How you cunts drink another beer without me? How do I have to be in a podcast and you don't? See? Tell him. Say hello. From?
Hello from me.
Tell him the band, man. Come on.
Hello from Case for Ingested.
There you go.
Awesome.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Podcast with these motherfuckers, too. These English blokes said, fuck you, EU. Fuck you, we're going to America, baby. Bunch of cunts. Anyway, more power to them, though. I'm glad that they were here on this tour, too, man.
Yeah, they're good.
Bands kick fucking ass on this tour, man.
It's good. I'm glad. It's,
It's hard to get a really good
package.
Tour package together with a decent ticket price.
Terrance, well, thank you for doing this.
This is Terrance from Suffocation, and you are listening to the FANTASM Podcast. Much horror and pain. You must listen, because I have blisters on my fingers.
What the fuck is up, and welcome to a special edition of the FANTASM Podcast. I am Corey Gore Christ. With me, Dr. Vincent West. Doctor, how the fuck was Summer Slaughter?
It was cool, man. I hope everybody dug that interview I did with Terrance. Got another one coming up later for you with Alex from Krisiun. But no, Terrance was great, man. He got me into the show, and we had kind of an impromptu thing. There's a band playing, so you've got some audio stuff. But man, it was a great interview. He's a great guy, man, and love Suffocation. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that interview.
Yeah, it was pretty killer, man. And the Alex one coming up later on the show is definitely also killer. As far as this recap, here soon, in about 30 minutes, you can prepare yourselves. I do an interview with Sleazy P Martini, the infamous manager of GWAR, which is pretty fun. GWARBQ is really fun. And for the movies that you guys are watching today, while we jam-pack all this shit, cram it right up your ass, we got, Doctor, we'll let you introduce this one.
The Funhouse from Tobe Hooper.
I just had the greatest idea. Let's spend the night. Funhouse.
This better be good.
It's gonna be great.
Something is alive in the Funhouse. Something deadly. Something evil.
I don't know what that thing is.
Something that tonight will turn the Funhouse into a carnival of terror. The Funhouse, rated R, starts Friday at a theater near you.
It's definitely a very underrated classic. Don't get this one confused with the Funhouse Massacre. That's a turd.
Yes, it is.
This is the Mamma Jamma here. This is the real deal.
This is a good film.
And of course, it's a Scream Factory release here.
It's one of their earlier ones, yeah.
It is.
Found this, and I figured, we should do this. It's a pretty good movie. I actually enjoyed the hell out of this last time I watched this, so I thought it would go good with the GWARBQ and the
yeah, we got kind of a Funhouse going on.
Well,
in
it's
this
kind
episode.
of a farewell to summer episode, kind of.
Yeah, that too. This movie, of course, came out in 1981, and it's about the dark ride at the carnival or whatever. And it's kind of got a Maniac vibe to it. The killer's
81.
Yeah, the killer's got his own little lair inside of the Funhouse, and he's got his little dolls that he's friends with or whatever, and he's pretty creepy.
Of course, Tobe Hooper.
And this, apparently, the opening to this is a reference to the original Psycho and Halloween.
How interesting! I did not know that.
It kind of plays on it with the.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so far, the opening scene for this does not look very good as far as the print. Then again, this
has print damage. This is a Universal title.
This is one of the first things to come out from Scream Factory.
Universal was one of the first companies that actually played ball with them and actually licensed them titles. This was one of the first titles they gave them. This and They Live, and Halloween 2 and Halloween 3.
And this is actually one of the video nasties over in the UK. This is one of the banned films from that. The film is fairly tame, but it's I think actually it's confused with the movie Last House on Dead End Street, which the alternative title for that was The Funhouse. And so I don't know if that's just a mix-up or what it is. But of course, Arrow released this in 2011 in the UK on Blu-ray.
Fans, this has nothing to do with this. This is a timing thing for our episode. At 7:50, we'll need to go to the interview.
The Sleazy P Martini.
Just keep an eye at 7:50 on your magic clock.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that. Little technical thing we're doing here today. We're trying something different here for you as we see some titties.
And this is Corey Gorechrist here on Mr. Skinless. We always love to have the tit scenes for you guys. If you're following along at home, you're on about 4 minutes and 20 seconds, maybe 4 minutes 23 seconds. You'll see some nice white titties, some little perky ones there, real quick. So you might want to get
this
that.
one just feels good right now. I don't know why. I think this was a good one.
It's a very Dr. West thing happening right here. He's got the fucking mask on. He's stalking some topless women. When Shot Factory put this out, it was in a set, and it was with it was like the 4 films they started putting out, and it was Phantasm 2, Serpent and the Rainbow were among the titles that they put out. But I thought Serpent and the Rainbow
came out way later.
Maybe that was planned, or they put that
it
on
was
DVD.
planned. It didn't happen.
They put it with something else.
This came out.
It was Universal. I guess they had made the deal to put those films out.
That's what it was.
They released them later on, and the director can just bear down a little more, and we can continue our Mr. Skinless, which they do. You got soapy sudded titties over there at the 5 minutes and 28 seconds mark. So, thank you all for attending Mr. Skinless. We'll see you next time, maybe later in this episode. And of course, we got one of those fake killer scenes that you love to see in horror movies. He's got the little plastic knife, and he's about to stab her right in the navel. And then, of course, it's a fake knife. But the mask is pretty creepy. Oh, and there's some more titties right there. You got some nice jiggly side boob. I'm not even going to tell you the time. You can just watch from 4 minutes 23 seconds on, and you'll see some tits here and there. So thanks for that. Brought back a gift for the doctor here.
We told him we were going to do this.
Yeah. We had mentioned it a couple episodes ago, but I did end up bringing back hot sauce for the doctor here. I am actually going to try some as well. We got some El Monterey frozen burritos, metal as fuck, on this podcast today. Now, I've never opened this before.
Is this meat or bean?
I think it's both.
Interesting.
We got the BOHABANERO hot sauce from GWAR at GWARBQ that I had picked up. And on the back it says GWAR.
And they sell out of this stuff quick.
Oh yeah, if you ever go to GWARBQ, a good tip, hit up the merch booth and get the hot sauce.
And how much was that?
$10.
Holy shit.
And they have the GWARBQ sauce, which is the barbecue sauce, for $10 also. And, it's actual glass, so whenever you buy it, you don't have to worry about carrying it around because they keep it there and you get a little ticket. Bring it back to them at the end of the show, and they give you your stuff. So you don't have to carry it around. Maybe you have a break. It's pretty cool. It says here, GWAR has brought back the fires of hell for you to put in your mouth because life's too short for bland food. So there's that, and for any of you hotheads out there that like hot sauce, I'll tell you the fucking ingredients for you. It's got onion, water, habanero, pepper mash, habanero peppers and salt, distilled vinegar, carrots, water, calcium chloride, garlic, lime juice, concentrate. And it's made right in Richmond. So we got our Never opened this before, so here we go. We'll actually do a smell test first, and we'll see how potent this shit is. Oh man, it smells like a gut wrencher. Yeah, and we're getting this. You can take it. You take the first dab right here.
It looks like we need like maybe a spoon or a knife.
Pour it out. Fuck it.
Well, no, what I'm saying is it's like
stick my finger in it.
Yeah.
I'll just do that. Fuck it. They're clean. All right. The doctor's gonna try it out here. Get a little dipping action going. I'll let you try it first. Make sure you don't die, and then I'll try some.
God damn.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get it ready on my plate here.
I'm just smelling it. It's making me cough.
It smells pretty potent.
Frozen burrito.
And we're dipping it, and the shit's going down the tube.
I'm trying to get some good amount of it on here. This is Dr. Vincent West. I'll be in the emergency room. Holy shit.
Is it really hot?
It's actually really good.
Is it? Give it a shot here.
It's good with this burrito. It is very spicy.
Now taste. What kind of taste you got there?
It's just hot. I mean, it's really hot.
Alright, I'm taking a bite.
I mean, it's very strong.
It's instant. Instant tongue burn. It's not one of those creepers that gets you in the throat. Actually, yeah, I just now got my throat. Jesus Christ. It's not bad.
No, it's pretty good. I got to be careful with that. I've got really bad heartburn issues. I'm going to eat what I've got, though. I put quite a bit on here.
Damn. It's very chunky hot sauce. Let's do the carrots. It's
good, though. It's really good.
Shit.
Definitely spicy. And it you know what? I'm not a food person. I'm not Guy Fieri or anything. I do like Guy Fieri, though.
No.
Surprisingly. But it's like a slow burn.
Yeah. It's gotten increasingly hotter, and I haven't touched the rest of the sauce.
I've almost eaten all of mine.
Back to the film, they're trying their new hot sauce. It's called marijuana, and they're passing it around the car. So, shit. We got that going on in the movie. You guys are still watching that? You're like, dudes, you're trying a hot sauce. What the fuck's going on? It is actually, if you guys end up, I think you can get it from GWAR, the GWAR's website. So
it's delicious.
You can find it on there if you don't get to attend GWARBQ.
It's really strong.
It is. It does have a. The heat's mostly there, but the flavor that there is good. Yeah. Fuck. This kind of tastes freezer burnt, the actual burrito, so this is actually adding decent flavor to it, even though it's hot. None of us have had water yet.
Yours is freezer burnt? Mine
kind of tastes the way. Or maybe I think I just cooked it too long. Because I gave you the fresher one. I put mine in for like 3 minutes.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm actually going to pour some hot sauce into this burrito there. There's a couple of dabs in there. Whew. None of us have drank water yet. We're down in this whole thing without it, and then we're going to need our whole bottle of water here.
I ate it all.
Not bad.
It's really good.
I should do more of these, Get some death metal hot sauce out there, or, you want us to try it on the fucking podcast and let us know. I know.
Is the barbecue sauce hot as well that they have?
I think it's a little bit, spicy and tangy. I've only had it in the... Pretty sure that's the barbecue sauce they have at all the vendors, but... I don't remember if it's spicy or not. I think it's more spicy.
Fuck!
It's more spicy than smoky. It has more of that mesquite taste than smoke. You good?
It got me. That one got me. I just ate a bunch of it raw. Don't do that.
Oh, you finished it, though.
Yeah, it's gone.
Hell yeah. Well, the doctor lives so far.
We'll see here in about 30 minutes if I'm still alive. I have to take pills for my heartburn
Stop listening.
from years of drinking. But yeah, double horns from me, and all my creatures from the morgue. I definitely have to say that that's some of the best hot sauce I've ever had.
It's fucking good. Yeah,
It's really good. That's not just some cheap shit. That's some good shit.
it was made there right in Richmond, I guess, by the GWAR guys themselves. Shit. Hey, like I said, if you guys are hotheads,
Oh shit!
you heard it here. It's recommended from the doctor himself, and
It's really tasty. It is.
and,
It's
and
good.
Corey Gore-Christ as well. Just both of us from the Phantasm Podcast approves of the BOHABANERO.
My God.
Even if you don't like GWAR, eat the hot sauce if you like hot sauce, because
Hell, that makes me like them more. That's really good. I'll talk about GWAR in a second. I really am a big fan of the first 2 or 3 things they did. After that, I just haven't really listened to it.
right.
Funny thing, I actually own a lot of GWAR stuff.
I'm actually gonna.
When Dave died, an idiot at a local CD store sold like everything that they had done,
I don't know why people do that.
and I bought all of it
I guess because
because I got all of it used. The only thing I'm missing, literally,
I guess they think
the only
they're
thing
getting
I'm
extra
missing
money.
is the latest record. That's it. I have everything. And it was so strange.
Battle Maximus was pretty good. For our last record, it's definitely good for Dave to go out on. But I really liked Bloody Pit of Horror is really good. It's
That's
very
a good album.
Yeah, it's very. They got a lot more like heavier thrash, in their last few years.
Well, if there's people out there that don't know a lot about that band, the one thing that sold me, and I'll tell you my favorite GWAR album here in just a second because I'll have to look it up. But what sold me, the bassist, Casey Orr from fucking Rigor Mortis.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone's ever listened to the podcast, huge fan of that band. That band gets no love, but they get love from me.
So he was just in the band, or
He joined at some point in time, but
okay.
I'm a huge fan of Rigor Mortis. And ironically, that's my favorite GWAR album, which I'm going to bring that up here in just a sec as soon as I get it pulled up here for you guys.
Is that an earlier record?
Slow. No, but it's probably really technical difficulties, kids. 1 second.
My burrito is finished.
Yeah, I inhaled mine. I hadn't eaten anything all day. We've been recording.
Glad you liked it. I didn't want to.
I can't tell you who it is, but we just did maybe the best interview we've ever done.
It's fucking awesome. We'll touch more on that later on.
But my God, I just want to take a moment in time with you and just say, wow, what a fucking awesome interview. You guys have something so... my favorite thing we've ever done is coming up to you in a different podcast. Just stay tuned.
I think it's probably my favorite too, honestly.
It was pretty awesome. We got some beautiful women walking around here at the Funhouse, and the girl that's brother pretended to kill her earlier. Gotta love me some late 70s, early 80s sluts. Always nice to look at. Love the beautiful slutty ladies. Let's see here.
Yeah, that burrito was killer, man.
But Casey joined. I'm not really sure when he joined. I'm not going to go through all that. This isn't. This episode is definitely GWAR involved. That's why I'm discussing this right now. But obviously, a lot of love for Dave Brocky. But I'd be lying to tell you guys that's what got me into this. What got me into this band was obviously the earlier stuff. But Casey Orr was Beefcake the Mighty. He was in the band from 94 to 97, then 99 to 2002, then 2008 to 2011. But he was Beefcake the Mighty.
Okay.
Casey Orr, again, one of my favorite bass players in the world. My favorite GWAR album, and this may surprise some folks out there, my favorite GWAR album is either Hello or Scumdogs of the Universe. But as far as a newer record...
Scumdogs is great.
As far as a newer record, like if you're going to put a gun to my head, hands down, my favorite record from GWAR is Violence Has Arrived.
It's a great one.
And if I'm not mistaken, Casey is on it. I think I have about everything. We'll go through the list here of everything I have for the kids here. I've got Hello, Scumdogs of the Universe, America Must Be Destroyed, This Toilet Earth, Ragnarok, Carnival of Chaos I do not have. I'm missing that. So if anybody want to send me a copy of Carnival of Chaos, I'd appreciate it. I'm also missing Lust in Space. Other
That's
than
a great
that,
one.
I have every fucking album. I'm missing Battle Maximus, Lust in Space, and Carnival of Chaos. Everything else I fucking own.
Wow. Bloody Pit of Horror, I love. Lust in Space is great.
That guy, when he sold his stuff, I mean, he sold everything. I got those Ex-Cops albums. I got
They're great, too.
the
Those are
Dave
awesome.
Brocky Experience stuff. This was all in a lot that came through Hastings, a now defunct record store that I used
Apparently,
to.
with Violence Has Arrived, they were supposed to release it on September 11th, 2001, and Metal Blade wouldn't release it until November. So,
But that was a coincidence.
that's pretty crazy, yeah. Because, of course, infamously, God Hates Us All by Slayer was released September 11th, 2001. So yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. And they got the song Immortal Corruptor's on there. It's a classic now. It's the only song on that record that
Is
had
that weird that I like that record?
No, that's one of my favorites.
Is that Casey is on that?
That was Casey Orr's final video. Is that music video for
That wasn't his final album, though, was it?
on the let's see, it was they had a DVD called The Ultimate Video GWARchive, and it had the music video for Immortal Corruptor on it, and it had special commentary for The Road Behind, like the video for that, and that was Casey Orr's final video, was that commentary.
Two other records I want to mention here that I own that I really like is War Party and Beyond Hell, which are out of print and impossible to find. They were in that lot. I'm not even making this up, kids. I got Hello, Scumdogs of the Universe, America Must Be Destroyed, the deluxe edition, which is out of print with the DVD with it. This Toilet Earth, Ragnarok, We Kill Everything, Violence Has Arrived, War Party, Beyond Hell, and Bloody Pit of Horror all in one fucking lot.
It's awesome.
I got all of it, like shabam.
Bloody Pit of Horror, oddly enough, is one of my favorites. It's
good. I liked it. But you know, if I'm just for reminiscing for me as a kid, Scumdogs is probably the one that I like. A lot of people think America Must Be Destroyed is the best. If I've got to pick one, it's either Hello or
like
Scumdogs.
But Bloody Pit of Horror,
I love that album.
That album was Flatus Maximus's last album, Corey Smoot, before he died. So
Jesus,
they were both. He went out on a great.
So let me ask you a question. So we're going to keep with the theme of this. By the way, we've got an auctioneer or a carny talking here in the movie. I don't want y'all to think I forgot about it. I haven't. This is the second movie.
Oh yeah, we got this thing on. We're at Marco the Magnificent banner here. We're fucking going through the carnival here.
Actually, yeah, and in about 12 minutes, you're all about to get an interview.
Yeah, we'll keep it on the GWAR thing till then, get it hyped up. We got Sleazy P. Martini and Corey Gorechrist on. It's only a few minutes, but it's a lot of fun to do. And
I have a question for you.
Sure.
How many people are left in GWAR?
Original?
Is there anybody left?
Yeah, Balzac. He's original. And Jizmac is an original. The drummer, he's still there. Been there since the band's inception. And also the guy that replaced Dave Brocky for vocals and bass he goes by Blothar now, but he was the original Beefcake the Mighty when the band started. So he's a fit replacement for him because he was there since the band started. He's the original Beefcake the Mighty.
Is he on anything?
Yeah, he's on like all the first bunch of records until 93. You know, from when the band started in 93, he was on those records. And then he came back in 98 and did some more stuff. So yeah, he's on.
I guess that's weird that I like Casey Orr, but that was my bridge back into this band when I'd walked away from him. So you got to think, I walked away from him probably at Ragnarok was the last thing I bought.
Yeah.
Carnival of Chaos, I've never heard a fucking thing off of.
Right.
We Kill Everything, however, love it.
Yeah,
Violence Has Arrived, love it. War Party, love it. Beyond Hell, love it. I'll take War Party and Beyond Hell over Lust in Space.
Yeah, see, Less Than Space was...
I don't really like that. I want it just because I have everything else, but...
Yeah, it's...
Y'all didn't know this. I wanted to also tell everybody this. This was really nice. For my birthday, Corey had GWAR, What's Left of It, come and play at a pizza parlor that I was at. We eat at a place where my parents live. It's a place in a bad part of town called Pizza Palace, and we went there, and he actually had GWAR play while I ate pizza. And if you believe that story, then you also believe that I'm a millionaire.
Oh man.
Anyway, enough of that. But
it's funny though. Now, on Beyond Hell, they did a School's Out cover, which is pretty cool.
Weird.
The music video was directed by David Brodsky on July 2nd, 2006, which is my birthday, so that's cool.
That's weird.
But
I like that. Look, War Party and Beyond Hell, I'm not joking, they're out of print. You can't get them.
Oh, yeah.
They were put out, I think they were put out independently by the band. They're not Metal Blade releases.
Yeah, I mean, they've done so much stuff. They got quite...
What's interesting, everything is a Metal Blade release except for War Party and fucking Beyond Hell. I'm dead serious. Dirt Entertainment put that out. And then Beyond Hell was also released by...
You know what I didn't know?
You had to buy it through the damn band's website.
The Pustulus Maximus that was Corey Smoot is now Brent Ferguson, who's in Cannabis Corpse. So that's pretty awesome.
Coming up for you guys, Gorecrossed is live from
GWARBQ
from Virginia.
Sleazy P Martini, exploitation king and manager of GWAR. It was a lot of fun. He's a super nice guy. Really energetic all the time. He hates everything, but he's great.
Do we need to pause this or anything when we go into the interview, or do we need to...
I'll tell you what we'll do, guys. Take it as a brief...
It's in 7 minutes.
It's a 5-minute interview, so you take an intermission to the film. You can pause it. We're going to pause it.
Yeah.
We're going to pause it while it happens. And then you'll come back. We're at 26 minutes, 48 seconds on the film, so that'll give you time to take a piss, grab you...
7 minutes now. We still got like 7 minutes.
When we announce the intermission, that'll give you, if you don't want to listen to the interview, whatever you want to do, if you're really wanting to do the movie thing with us and all this through the interviews, take you a couple minutes, take a piss, grab yourself a fucking beer, pack you some fucking weed, whatever the hell you do. Whatever your fancy is, whatever you do.
Snort some cocaine.
Yeah, whatever you do.
Off a hooker's tits.
We're talking about GWAR here, smoke some fucking crack, whatever the hell you do during an intermission.
Just no meth.
Do your thing. Yeah, no meth or heroin. No. You've seen where that takes you.
Actually, the cocaine's probably dangerous, too. If you want to drop some acid, eat some mushrooms,
make this Funhouse more fun for you.
Right, because this is our farewell to the summer episode, which sucks.
We packed
I love the summer.
It seemed long, though, the summer did.
Not to me.
That means the winter's going to be longer.
Not to me. It didn't for me.
But we got a lot coming up in the winter for you guys. We've got so many things planned already. But you leave this ship up to us, because we will fucking sail this bitch out right in wintertime, get it all packed up. Right now we got the fortune teller here.
But literally as we speak, if it's all right that I say this, I'm not saying who. We just knocked out an interview for you guys, which may be the best one we've ever done, and we locked down a really interesting interview today.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. You can go to our Facebook page, and there is a spoiler provided to you by yours truly from the morgue. You can get on there and
decipher the code there.
It's there. It's there. But check that out. But there would girl, the one that her brother was going to stab her earlier with the fake knife, or did actually in the navel. We saw her titties. She is having her palm read, which is something I don't recommend doing. These people get paid a lot of money. I do believe in palm readers, but if it's at a carny, it's probably not legit.
Yeah,
maybe back then it probably was, but I don't know about now.
And you
go to the fair.
I mean, I think that's actually a dude.
Dangerous.
Is that a dude?
That's a chick.
No,
that's a chick, I think. No,
Jesus,
maybe that's a dude.
It looks like
no, it's a chick.
It looks like Anthony Perkins.
It's a tranny. I don't know.
Like,
it's a cross-dresser.
You will show your boobs again in this film. That's what they're saying. Oh, also, real quick, before we get this interview rolling for you guys, if you go on our Facebook page, show it some love, give it a like. I have also added the Phantasm Podcast on Spotify. Not our podcast, but a profile for us. So that way we can throw some music at you guys. Stuff to check out. Maybe.
Corey's Greatest Hits.
Yeah, it's the Corey's Picks. So if you want to go on Facebook, go through Spotify, and check it out. I got 13 tracks on there for you this week. I'm going to start doing this every week for you. So definitely, if you guys are... I actually have people all the time like, hey, what's some new death metal I can check out? Or what's some shit you've been listening to? It's like, well, now you have the list. It'll be up every week.
I bet I know who's on there. Can I guess one of the ones that's on there?
Guess.
I bet Gortuary's on there.
They are on there.
That band, these guys, you should check these guys out. I don't know anything about them, but he played them for me. I thought they were great.
I put the song on there called Hereditary Retardation. I think that's probably the most death metal song title I've heard of in a long time. It's pretty funny, so it's also brutal as fuck, so go check that out. I also got some classics on the playlist, like Entombed and Coroner, so if you guys like that, a little mix of everything there, but all definitely death metal shit. So go and check that shit out, share it if you want, be like, hey, this is a great playlist, thanks Corey, you're welcome. And,
Corey spent a lot of time and money on that playlist, and he messaged me and was like, I need 13 tracks right now. I was like, I can't do that.
You were like, I can't even listen.
I lost my stereo, went out in my hearse, and I'm dead serious. It really did, and I can't listen to music where I normally did. So now my music thing is, I literally have to set time aside to listen to music, which really sucks.
Right.
Used to, it was just like I get in the car and go. Now I can't.
Yeah.
So.
Which sucks. Now you're pissed. You just have to listen to your.
I can't listen to anything.
Yeah.
The radio doesn't work. Nothing works. It does not work. It's dead. But speaking of dead, we are inside the Funhouse.
We're in the dark ride.
And there's Kamala. Anyway.
I would actually go in this. I think
there's Kamala again.
I think this is cool. Because normally the little Funhouse rides at fairs now or so, it's just like...
If I'm not mistaken, too, that Frankenstein actually is the killer.
Yeah, I think so.
He's like the Tard. Speaking of Tards, I think this is another Tard movie.
Yeah. Where's the...
Tard killer, that is. Nothing against anybody we were talking about. I'm dead serious. I think this is like some kind of man-beast doing the killing in it.
No.
Little spoiler there for you guys, but I'm going to shut up because you know what time it is? It's time to visit with Dr. Gorechrist and the manager of GWAR, live from GWARBQ.
So you guys
2016.
Take your piss, grab your beer, or you can sit back and listen. Pause your movie right now. We are at 32 minutes and 12 seconds.
Enjoy.
Corey Gorechrist here with Sleazy P Martini.
How you doing, man?
Oh, doing very, very good. We're here at the GWARBQ. If everything works out just right, the last corpse will die just before closing.
Hey, we got the Slaughterama later, huh?
Yeah, we do. All the corpses, of course, will be recycled into dog food, so it's totally ecologically sound.
Where you at right now?
But generally, I'm in AC in Jersey, usually, just across the river. But it's plenty fucking hot here, man. It's killing me, really. I'll be honest.
It's killer babes, though. Killer food. You liking it? You digging it?
I don't have time for food.
You have time for
Who needs
pussy,
food
though?
when you're on meth, right?
Yeah, right. Who
You
needs
got
time
food.
for pussy, though? There's always time
Yeah,
for
always. Don't get high off your own supply, kids.
Well, how many times have you been here now, this festival?
What is it, 4? 4 times?
Might be 7.
12,
I'm not
13,
entirely
14,
sure.
15. 5? Holy
In meth
shit.
years, I am not entirely sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's compressed. Meth years are compressed. or are they expanded? I can never remember.
Now, I want to ask you, are you a death metal fan, any chance?
Am I a death metal fan?
Death metal fan.
No, I'm not. I'm not a death metal fan. I'm a novelty hit fan. Yeah, I like the Coming to Take You Away, haha.
Okay.
And I really like Purple People Eaters. I love that song. And what's a novelty hit of today? Oh yeah, Fridays by that bitch Karen Black, whatever her name is on you. She's is a YouTube star. That's why I love that song.
I thought that was
So
Nickelback,
good.
but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Well, Nickelback
Rebecca
is
Black?
Are you using when you say Rebecca Black. When you say Nickelback, are you using
Black.
Yes. The contraction of shit combining with shit, and you've got Nickel Black. Yes.
That's fucking awesome. What about horror movies? You're a big horror guy, and normally
of course.
do on the podcast.
Now you should check out my
movies
show.
Okay.
Sleazy Pictures After Dark.
Sleazy Pictures After Dark. Got
Okay, you go to Roku.
Okay.
OSI 74. So it's Roku/OSI 74. And then go in the collections. You'll see all my movies.
Right.
So I've been running exploitation movies. My latest is They Call Her One Eye.
They Call Her One Eye.
They Call Her One Eye. It's a sad story about a girl who's raped and becomes a mute.
Damn.
Yes, she's traumatized, and so she does the best thing possible.
It's fucked up.
She kills everyone.
So it's like a spit on your grave kind of homage.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, Spit on Your Grave was borrowed from this. This one was made in '73.
So this is, you heard it here from Sleazy.
Precursor from Spit on Your
Grave is totally...
Yeah, right.
Now, favorite horror movie? Do you have a favorite one?
Favorite horror movie?
Besides your own, of course, because yours is the best.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes. Original.
The original.
Awesome.
Never been better. And you know what's amazing? It's not a splatter flick.
No.
And true Chainsaw Massacre fans know it.
It's just very
Scary.
fucking visceral.
It is. It's
too
more
real.
the
way they shot it.
It's too real. Tell. It was so fucking scary. I saw it as a kid.
Awesome.
I saw the trailer. I said, I'm not ready. So I'm gonna wait till I'm.
It's only a movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna wait till I'm 25, and I did.
Awesome.
And it was still scary.
Are you a 70s or an 80s guy? More 70s than 80s?
I love the two. I'm the bridge. I'm the bridge from the 70s to the 80s.
Gotta do the both.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I do bong hits in the 70s and the coke in the 80s. That's how I bridged it.
They do the meth in the 2000s.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, spice.
Right? Oh wow.
No, bath salts.
Bath salts. That's
Yeah.
I got it mixed up when you're on the shit.
I'm about to go homicidal right now.
There you go.
I'm out of my mind. I'm going to bite somebody's cheek off and then urinate all over their face.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you, man, so much.
Howdy, folks. This is Sleazy P. Martini, entrepreneur extraordinaire, and you're listening to FANTASM Podcast.
You're fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Ghostbusters, the new one sucks.
All right, guys, and we are back. If you guys are still following on the film, you can unpause it. We're at 32 minutes and 18 seconds. So, yeah, the interview is pretty awesome. If you do a recap of that, kind of just impromptu, really. Went to the event. Talk
a little bit about that, because now
we went to the little.
You got rock starred a little bit at this.
Yeah, we'll talk about this. Originally, I had some stuff set up with a few other. Tried to get something set up with a few other band members.
Let's talk about that.
That attended GWARBQ, and I just never heard back from. There's some.
Did you get Rockstar?
There's some old titties right there. It's still not bad.
Did you get Rockstar? You think, or do you think it was?
I got Rockstar.
Was it malicious or was it not malicious?
It was just didn't hear shit. One of those things. And there's some more titties. So you want to? I don't think those count. Those are burlesque.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit. So, how did you get the interviews that you got?
Well, I got in, with the press pass and with the press people and all that. So they have a little, and there's some epic butt. I'm sorry, but this is the wrong time to do a recap because the movie just kicked up 10 notches with some bodacious carny babes here with butt and boobs. So, no epic nipples, so you're not getting the skinless here, but, still nice watch if you want to do the softcore jerk. I mean, that's pretty epic right there. Dude's definitely fired up crowd here on the film. Yeah, and they're just those boobs are disgusting. So I'm going to keep talking now. They have a press pavilion that all the press people go and sit at, which I didn't. I was going around trying to find food. And
talk to. Let's get right to this. Tell them a little bit about.
I had met with the guy that runs.
You said they were really cool to you.
Yeah, John Freeman's a super fucking nice guy. Worked with a lot of people, so he knows his shit, and he's, very respectful guy. And he basically runs all the press at GWARBQ and keeps all the press people and everything.
So you don't think it was him that burned you on these interviews?
This was a separate thing with the other one.
This was the artist burning.
This one I had been in contact with John the whole time, and he was very, Respectful about all
Awesome
that.
guy.
Yeah, got back to me anytime I had a question. He answered it. And when I got to the press pavilion, didn't know who I was interviewing from GWAR or what it was. There's a lot going on back there whenever you go there.
Right.
So you kind of, they schedule it around the time where they wrap up the meet and greets with the GWAR, when they do the VIP.
Right.
Fans come in and get their meet and greets. They pay a lot of money for that. They definitely get what they need out of it. It's a pretty fun time. Never done it myself, but for what I've seen being backstage there, seems like a pretty good experience, and it's definitely worth the money if you guys pay for that sort of thing. So I still didn't know who I was interviewing, and I don't think he knew. It's just whoever's available and standing around. So I was like, so what's, I haven't heard back from you, so, what am I supposed to do? And he said, just be here at the press pavilion at 2:30 and we'll get you hooked up. So I was like, cool. So that way, stress-free, I just kind of went around and did my thing. Me and Alexis, we just fucking went balls deep in that festival and hung out. I was a dumbass and did not bring my shoes with me to the festival, and you have to walk around hot asphalt the whole time, and rocks. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought somehow I'd find some kind of sandals there. I didn't want to get my newer shoes dirty. That's why I did not wear them. And so for the first couple hours, the sun wasn't bad for the first hour, but after that it was just fucking miserable. So that was really stupid. Didn't ruin my time though. It got better. Eventually Alexis let me wear her socks so I have something on my feet. That won't believe how much that helped.
Did you go swimming a lot?
Yeah. Stop listening. Fucking cunt.
Jim's photo on my phone now. That's a girl that's a fan of Trekkies. I put him on my phone.
We went swimming way later. We pretty much, just like to walk around, look at the vendors, and we really wanted to eat, but we took a little time to just kind of soak in where we were.
Did you do that diving you promised me to do? Did you do that?
I didn't.
Did you launch her into the lake?
I didn't at all. We just hung out in the water.
So it was very mellow.
Yeah, it was a mellow time. We were.
Did you get any? It's good to see you out. Did you get any of that? Did you get?
No, I saw a couple people I think I remembered from last year, but nothing really.
There was nobody from here. That's good.
No.
Nobody from here, from Florida, goes up there, do they?
I don't think so.
No,
well, maybe. Just
people you don't know.
There's so many people there packed in.
That's awesome. It's good. What's good? What I'm just trying to find is a mellow experience.
Yeah,
but no. The main thing I want to get
this year, it was so fucking hot that we weren't
Did it
motivated to do everything. No, it was so fucking hot out. Nothing.
Okay, let me ask you this. This is again
because originally it was supposed to rain. It actually moved to Sunday where it rained, but it didn't rain while we were there at all.
You don't have to say who. We'll keep it professional, but did you... this is all I wanted to know. We can keep doing our thing.
Okay, so John, super respectful, got back to me, answered every question over email I had and in person.
I mean, I'm glad the trip was awesome,
and then I had another one kind of on the fence with one PR person, and she forwarded me to a direct contact through phone and said, don't message her later on, and when you're actually, during the day when she'll be available, and she'll get you set up with so-and-so. And I got the phone number. I messaged her a couple of times during the festival, said, hey, I'm over at the press pavilion, just trying to lock down a time when you want this done, this interview. Never heard a response. That's all it was. Just never heard anything.
That's kind of shitty.
Yeah, that's real professional,
Okay,
to never even respond to anything I ever said. Not even, no, it's not happening.
So that's one artist there, guys. One artist has already given you the shaft.
Yeah, and then I emailed the person I originally talked to that hooked me up with the other chick's number, and she was just like, oh, we'll try to get something set up in the future, and for now, you can add she basically added my email onto their PR email list for all this bullshit, and then she asked me if I would like to be set up with their email list so I can get sent all this bullshit. So she already sent it to me, and now I'm just blown up with all these stupid PR emails about half the bands. I don't even know who the fuck they are, and all their tour dates and all this bullshit. And then she asked me if I wanted to be on the email list. So she put me on there and then asked me, which is very rude. So, if you want to, I don't know, it's called Ear Split PR, so if you hear anything from them, just don't even fucking bother, because I don't appreciate that at all.
What band were they representing? Let's do it. I wouldn't care.
I was trying to get I Hate God, like Jimmy or even Mike if he was there, and I was trying to get Phil, and I just never heard anything from him.
Back in April, we met Jimmy. Not that we hadn't met him before. There's another story. We're not going to get into that. But we went to Atlanta first night of the tour. We met Mike and Jimmy, and great guys. And so something went south somewhere. I don't know if that was them or that would have been their management.
I think it was the management, because I know Phil didn't really want to do interviews at GWARBQ because it's not really his band anyway. But I wanted to get it because it would have been cool, just to land him there, because I saw him last year with Down, and I saw Jimmy there with Down last year, and I met them last year. So I just thought it'd be a cool homecoming to see them both again, even though it was, he doesn't play for I Hate God as a kind of a historic thing. Like, he's never played vocals for them.
Did you enjoy that?
Their set was great. They were cool. It was cool seeing Phil. I think he did a decent job.
What kind of crowd response did he get in that?
Overall positive. I think people really enjoyed seeing him front the band. I mean,
is he bald still?
Oh yeah,
weird.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. If you go on YouTube, there's a...
I just thought that was strange how he'd have hair, no hair, have hair, no hair.
There's a quick clip in my little mashup video I did that I put on our YouTube channel. You guys go check it out. I have a brief spot where you can hear them playing and see them and stuff. So
the only thing I saw in there was, and I want to tell everybody this because I don't know if they know about this or not, but I was actually kind of shocked. I was on the YouTube channel and there was it was footage of you and Alexis nude doing stuff. I'm kidding. No, I haven't watched. You guys should go check it out. He puts a lot of effort into this, and I'm glad he had a good time. He goes every year. I don't like being around people. I won't go into a rant about that, but I'm glad he had fun. And the fucking barbecue sauce. The hot sauce was fantastic.
We'll have to do the barbecue sauce next time.
I thought you were actually going to get it, but I think your funds were kind of low.
Yeah, I actually only came out with that hot sauce.
But he did bring GWAR back to play at my birthday, so that was really...
I'm normally a guy that just walks out with, I walk out with like a million shirts wrapped around me, and I got the sauce, and I got the CDs.
You were low on funds.
This was all going to food. Like, I just wanted to eat. And they have my favorite thing. They had Mr. Softy there that's been there the last 2 years.
What's that?
Can't thank the organizers of GWARBQ enough.
What's Mr. Softy?
Ice cream man. It's the best ice cream on the planet to me.
Where's that from? Is that out of Virginia?
Out of New York.
Really?
Yes. When I was a kid,
I noticed Robert Downey Jr., if we have any other Marvel or just comic book nerd people, he was wearing a Mr. Softy shirt in Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that because I don't know what that is.
Basically, when I was like 6 through 8 years old, I lived in a cul-de-sac in Holbrook, New York, in Long Island, and we'd have 3 ice cream men come around all different times of the day. But the one that was consistent was Mr. Softy, and he always came like at night. He always came at like 7 or 8 p.m.
Like the creepy pedophile truck? And
no, it wasn't anything. Speaking of pedo, we got some making out going here. Some banging. It says on the subtitles it said banging, but it meant the noises going on. But it's funny. I looked at it and it's just like banging.
So a pedophile ice cream showed up with Mr. Softy, and he showed him your Softy and his Softy. That was Mr. Hardy.
Right. So around 8 p.m. we would always get the Mr. Softy to come around, and they just have their own ice cream. It's fucking awesome. He's got his own brand of shit.
And they're based out of New York.
Yeah. And what you want to get, the Mamma Jamma from him, is the root beer floats are out of this fucking world. And what I always got was the classic, and it's vanilla cone with rainbow sprinkles. And it's just fucking awesome. It's the best vanilla cone with sprinkles. Sounds simple, but their ice cream, you just have to try it. So if you're ever in New York or Richmond, I guess, in Richmond, then definitely check that shit out. Mr. Softy's fucking great. So that's nice to see that at GWARBQ every year. From the last 2 years at least, it's kind of makes me feel like a child again. So that's really cool. They have that there. So yeah, mostly for me, I'm buying beer, I'm buying water, I'm buying food. Which usually they just give out the water, and they give out Monster Energy drinks. So you have that. don't recommend that. It's kind of gross to drink that when it's 100 degrees out, but, So, yeah, and we go back to the film real quick. Here's the Frankenstein talking with the fortune teller. You can tell by his... I don't know, he's just he's creepy anyway. You can tell something's going on. But I don't think we've seen any deaths yet, have we? It's kind of building up.
It's more of a... I don't know, I like... This one feels pretty good right now. This one's kind of flowing pretty good, too.
And he's fucking creepy, and I guess the fortune teller is the
to my knowledge, there's not been any kills yet.
Well, that must be
super close attention to it, and I haven't seen this movie in probably about 3-4 years.
That must be his mom or something. That's the fortune teller. She's getting the...
I don't know that it ever explains that. I don't know. I think it may just be some whore that his dad fucks.
No, she's just some drunk.
Yeah, I mean, they're carnies, so they all probably just hang out together.
And then smoke their crack or whatever.
I'd like to have that money cabinet.
So he's trying to...
Wouldn't you?
Trying to give her a cut of the funds. I don't know. Now he's just like snot nose. He's drooling out of his nose. It's nasty. Never noticed that before. Or maybe she's like putting on a little show for him or something. I forget how this goes.
Oh, I think he's going to fuck her.
Or she's going to do a little dance for him or something. Ooh.
Yeah, I think he's porking her. Yeah, he's porking her.
So it must just be he's just trying to get him some, I guess. But I think this goes south here because he's...
It does.
He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Cuts the little lights off. He's just gonna lay down. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. But I don't think this happens very often for him. This is just weird.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like whacking him off. He's got his Frankenstein outfit on.
And the teenagers we follow the entire time at the park, they're watching this like voyeurs.
Oh man!
And he's getting jacked off.
You don't see people getting whacked off too often in horror movies. I mean, their heads whacked off, but not their fucking dicks whacked off. It happens to the best of us.
He already blew his goo. Gross. She just wiped the cum on her fucking...
Like a robe. Ugh. She's got like a fucking man butt. I thought she was a dude the whole time. I mean, I guess...
That's a chick.
I guess he doesn't care. It's an old chick. He's pissed because he fucking came too fast.
This is a joke that nobody out there will get, but if you're listening, it's funny. I already think this killer is Jens under that mask. I don't know why that's funny, but it is.
And folks, if you want a bit of advice, never fuck with somebody who just came too soon. Because, So I guess his father's the one that runs the whole thing. Just revealed that information. And there you go, you got some old titties. Yeah! We got the first kill, ladies and gentlemen. We got a nice electrocution strangle combo here. You're getting all the little Funhouse dolls, little animatronics rolling too. This is pretty creepy. I think this is really good direction here from Tobe Hooper. What do you think?
Yeah. This movie's not bad. I'm enjoying it actually quite a bit.
Direction's really good.
Do we have... What do we have? We have here... It's 8:05 in 15 minutes. We have another interview? Doing another...
No. We got at the end of this episode, we got Alex from Krisiun on the show, which is fucking awesome.
That's right. We've already got everything.
Which is fucking
What
awesome.
about your interview? No. I thought you had an interview for... something else. No. And Corey just looked at me like I murdered his dog. Anyway, I thought we were doing 30-minute intervals, and we were not. I messed that up, but...
Well, we did. The Terrance one was at the beginning.
Well, I know we already did that. We did the GWAR one. That's right. Well, anyway, I'll tell you all a little bit about the interview at the very end of this. At the end of the Funhouse, please stick around and listen to my interview with Alex, the vocalist and bass player for Krisiun. It's very cool, and I'm very proud of it.
It's a really awesome interview, man. It's
he's such a gracious, down-to-earth guy. I just thought it was awesome. It was we did an impromptu. We're actually hoping to have him and the rest of the boys on at another time, but they are literally playing the rest of the European festival circuit right now, so they've been busy as shit. So,
and they're still supporting their...
Eventually, look for another where we have the entire band on, because I'm working on that as we speak. I can tell you about that right now, and hopefully we'll get it. He seemed to be into it. I think we will. You'll hear it in the interview. He's very enthusiastic and very appreciative and very gracious guy. And cheers, Alex.
If you haven't picked up Forged in Fury yet, their newest record, then definitely go fucking grab
the other
that son of a
9 releases that those badasses have done.
And for you guys that want to check out my Spotify playlist, I have Combustion Inferno on there, which they were playing on that tour. Any European fans, you can probably hear that on their tour now over there. It's a pretty good song off of Southern Storm, which I think is a very underrated record.
Yeah, I like that record. I like all of it. I don't think there's anything they've done I don't like. I'm a big fan of the band. Anyway, the teenagers are now looks like they're just investigating another part of the...
Yeah, these guys are just kind of
They're
curious.
just hanging out. I think they're all stoned. And
they're like the Scooby Gang here. They're trying to find out what the fuck is really going on.
About to be the Daddy Gang, but... pretty cool stuff. Anyway, stick around for later. It's a great interview. I'll be talking about it again here in a little while. I'm very excited for you guys to check it out. We wanted to get that interview back in July when we went to the second night of Summer Slaughter when we hung out with Dallas, but it just didn't work out. We did both meet him then, and he was a very cool guy, but it's all networking and it's all patience and time, which I don't have a lot of patience, but hopefully you guys will appreciate it. We knocked one out earlier today that I, again, just can't fucking believe it happened. I know I probably shouldn't be talking about it, but either way, it was amazing. That'll be coming to you much later, but...
and I will say, with the part of confusion, I had done an interview with Sid Haig, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What a great guest.
But I feel like for this one, we shouldn't plug it because this is our recap episode of the summer thing. Save that for something separate, I think.
I believe that he's going to be putting it up. We talked about this earlier. Mr. GWAR is going to be putting it up, I guess, by itself. It's going to just be kind of a standalone
really
interview.
Linked to an episode, I think, since it's really our first actual horror guest. He's also
second. Well, first actor. First.
Sean Clark. Sean Clark was great.
You're right. First, it is first.
But as far as actual actor
yeah.
or somebody associated with the films, which I love Sean Clark, and the Horror's Hollow Ground stuff is awesome, and Horror Hound's great. But Sid's a legend of the business, like just for cinema in general, and I think it was really, really insightful. It was a very different interview than I expected. But it was very cool. He's not a death metal guy, but he's a musician, and he plays drums and shit, so that's pretty cool. Talked a little bit about that and just his own style of stuff. So it's kind of the thing where a lot of death metal guys surprisingly don't really watch horror movies too often, or they don't, a lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. So it's kind of a mixed bag what you get from what we do together as death metal and horror.
Well, it's and
it's not always all at once, but for us it is. But for some people, we get the guests, and that's just about the music, or and it's just about the movies. But it was nice with Sid to talk about both worlds of it, even though it wasn't a death metal portion, but it was cool just for him, and he really wanted to touch on that stuff. So I'm glad we got to talk about that shit.
You being a big Rob Zombie fan too, it was huge for you to get. If anybody's wondering, the reason I'm not on the interview is because I think I've made it clear how I feel about Rob Zombie. I didn't feel it would be appropriate for me to do the interview. I'm thrilled to death that Sid did the interview. I just didn't feel like I should be a part of it. So I had to step down from that one. Mr. GWAR knocked it out of the park, though. Y'all can look for that on its own. It'll have its own little thing and advertisement, I'm sure, on Facebook and our other social
media. Yeah, it was about a 40-minute long interview. It's very
wow, it's a long one.
Very cool. And
I've never heard a damn bit of it, actually.
It was on sidhaig.com. You can go there and find it as well.
Has he already put it up?
Not yet. I just now finished up the
editing
and all that stuff. So we'll get it put up here soon for you guys. I know I did tease it. I think on Twitter I made a little ad mat for the interview I did. So
I wouldn't know I'm locked out of my Twitter, and I have been. If anybody tries to contact me on there, it's going to work because I'm locked out of it.
Yeah, but
so fuck it.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. It was a lot of fun. I'm very proud of it. Sid is a stand-up fucking dude. It's very just. You can learn a lot from listening to that interview through him. He gives a lot of good advice.
Fuck, he's been acting for years. Man.
It's 55 years he's been in the acting business.
That's crazy.
Like in films,
how old is
in
he?
TV. Fuck, man.
I really don't know.
He's 67, I want to say. I don't want to make you feel old, Sid, because you're fucking awesome. You know, just pretty sure he's 67, I want to say. What
was great, when Corey did the interview, he had called me later that day, and he was listening to Rob Zombie's Dragula.
Oh my god!
And he was just telling me how happy he was to have it, and it was just really fun. No, I'm kidding, but I just couldn't do that one. I had to step away from it, and it's not him, but I felt like I can't associate myself into. Like I will tell you right now. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I'm saying
he's
this
77.
Live. That's awesome. I mean, the guy's a fucking genius. He's a legend. He's been a bunch of stuff. I'll probably regret not doing the interview later, but for business reasons, I decided to step away from that. Just for me, just because I feel like I'd be a fucking hypocrite to do that because of the way I feel about Rob Zombie, which unfortunately to most people, that's what Sid's known through is for doing those films, and I'm glad he made money, and those were financially, foreboding for him. I think that's great, but I had to, just kind of no. And there's other people that I would have to do that with as well, just because the doctor can't just be involved with any old thing. But yeah, I mean, you guys check it out. Corey's got it on all different kinds of the social media platforms. You can check it out on Facebook and YouTube. I'm sure he'll have it on there, and iTunes and SoundCloud and all our normal haunts. You can check out his interview with Sid Haig, which is a fucking legend. The guy's been in the fucking business forever, but unfortunately I had other stuff going on, and it just I don't know, it just didn't feel right. It was good that Corey did that. I had just got back from doing actually the Alex interview, which you guys can enjoy at the end of this episode. I've been doing that, so I needed a day to myself. But anyway, enjoy that and look for all that stuff, and look for the that interview to be up on, I guess, as well as on Sid's page. Apparently he wants to put it up, so that's awesome. But yeah,
thank you, Doctor. That was very nice.
Sure, man.
Then we were heading back to the film. I had to run off and put on my Mets jersey real fast. So got a game going on, and it's very crucial against Florida. So,
is this the beginning of a series with them, or is this
It's the fourth game in the series.
Oh, okay.
And they've won 3. And now we got in the movie here. Got the he's kind of like a ringmaster, I guess. He's
his dad.
That's his dad.
Yeah.
And he's just dude's tarding out and freaking out. And
this movie is very voyeuristic. I forgot how voyeuristic this movie is.
Yeah,
and eventually you become part of the nightmare. The people the other actors that are in this film. But
right.
It's good shit.
Yeah, and the guy's just fucking freaking out. And he took his mask off, and he's fucking nasty. Oh, man. I mean, that's like beyond being disfigured. That's like... He looks like a goddamn alien in this part.
Yeah, I mean, it's the makeup. I'm not really sure anything about the makeup on this film or anything, but it's pretty good.
The set pieces are really fucking nice. I mean, the whole...
We should look this at. Where was this thing shot at?
The whole realm that
Did he shoot this in Texas?
Probably. I'm going to check right now.
My bet is Austin or Houston, kids. Or even Amarillo. It's somewhere in Texas.
But the set pieces are really beautiful as far as setting the tone for this, the whole, realm of where this is. I mean, it's really surreal, and it's very creepy, The world they create for this film is very cool. all the little animatronics.
Yeah, I think so. He's hideous.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. He almost looks like those werewolf Nazis from American Werewolf in London. They kind of look like...
He looks like Jens.
They look nasty. It was Jens. It actually is Jens on that. Let's see. And now the dad has found out somebody else is in the room, and he's wigging out, so he's about to figure some shit out. As I look up the film location for this. I would love to own just like a property that's a carnival, it's run down. That'd be fucking cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was actually filmed in Florida.
Fuck yeah.
In North Miami, baby.
Fucking awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Wasn't expecting that. Just a few hours away from where we're at. Pretty awesome. I don't know a lot about this film. I just wanted to watch it. It just seemed like it fit with what we were doing today, and we hope everybody likes this format. It's just something we're kind of playing around with, but yeah. Oh, but just so there's no confusion, I'm pretty sure most of this film, I could be wrong about this, but I'm willing to bet money. You can tell by the way they look in this. I think this film was shot a lot earlier than it was released. This looks like it was shot in like 79.
Yeah.
Because they're dressed like it's the late 70s, early 80s, really. Maybe, but I don't know.
Apparently, Steven Spielberg wanted Tobe Hooper to direct E.T., but he turned it down to make this.
Are you serious?
It's pretty hardcore. Yeah. He was already working on Funhouse whenever he was asked to direct E.T., so...
That movie's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's boring.
I will tell you, that is one of the worst films from my childhood.
And
I still don't like
why
it.
They
There's
got
nothing
together.
good about that film.
That's why they got together and did Poltergeist together, because that was the next thing. So, didn't get to do E.T., went and did that other turd. I think they're both they both seem like the same movie.
I don't like Poltergeist. I don't know. There's nothing scary about it to me, and it's like, I'm not saying ghosts aren't scary. I just don't think Poltergeist is a scary film. Everybody really likes that movie, and I'm going to have to throw that one in. I wouldn't watch the remake, and I have nothing against the remake. I'm not going to watch a remake of a movie I already don't like.
This is cool. The reason that the movie was filmed in Miami was because they had young actors, and the child labor laws were a lot more lenient over there at the time.
That's Florida. You can do anything down there. That's why we live here.
And the girls in the tent were local Miami strippers. That
Sure.
we saw earlier with the spiderweb tits, whatever. And here we go. Here's what you were talking about with the effects. The original plan was for Rob Bottin to play the monster. And I guess Wayne Doba, who is the guy that they ended up landing the role, Toby was more convinced at the time that that's who he wanted. So I guess he gave a better performance. It's pretty crazy.
That kind of sucks. But Rob did do the makeup, or he didn't?
I don't know. I think it's just for the role.
Well, the boy at the beginning that stabbed his sister with the fake knife is now investigating a part and a piece, I guess, rather, of the Funhouse. Not really sure what he's doing. I don't remember what happens to him either. I don't know if he gets killed or not. Tobe Hooper film, you never know.
Tobe Hooper used some of his film props when he directed the music video Dancing with Myself from Billy Idol. So there's scenes from that with the props for this movie in it. That's pretty weird.
I like Billy Idol.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
I like that song too. It's about jacking off. Did you know that? Yes, it is.
Dancing with Myself, it makes sense. It was Rick Baker that did the makeup for this movie.
Are you kidding me? No wonder it's fucking awesome. Well, see, Bottin was his student, so.
Right.
For any young ones we have out there, I'm going to play this for you right now as we watch this film. So we're watching the Funhouse, so we're going to have a little fun right now. And this was what Corey was talking about. If it'll play. because I can't ever get an internet signal here.
If my girlfriend walked in right now, she would totally go dance with herself.
I've seen Billy Idol several times. But when you tell her it's about masturbating, then I don't know.
She'd be into it.
Cool.
Even though I dance with myself a lot more than she does. But.
The guy thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was the video he was referring to.
Directed by Toby Hooper.
Anyway, so back to the Funhouse. Thank you, Billy Idol. Thank you, phone, for working at Corey's Dungeon. No, I like this movie. I don't know. It's weird. I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know what possessed me to buy this. It was weird because I had it a long time ago on DVD, and I didn't want to buy this because it was missing the slipcase. But got it anyway, and it seems to fit with what we're doing tonight. I feel pretty good about it. You know, hopefully it's.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. This is a really fun film. You know.
And like I said, this is kind of our farewell to summer. Farewell to what little death metal there was this summer. I have to be honest with you and kind of touch on this for a second. Both of us can. There was no goddamn touring this summer.
No, usually it's always jam-packed with tours, and there really wasn't much going on. You know, I'm very grateful we had the events we went to.
Which was fucking 2.
Yeah.
3 if you count your thing. You got to go to 3. I went to 2. There hasn't been shit.
Yeah,
we went to Vital Remains.
Yeah, and that was in May.
That was our first interview with a guest on here, you know, ever.
And so think of that, you know, the start of the summer was pretty much the start of the future of this podcast. I mean, we, you know, had like about 7 episodes for you guys, just of me and the doctor doing our thing, and you know, before we started doing the whole interview thing and incorporating all that stuff, and then from May, in just like the span of 3 months, we've gotten over 8 interviews. I mean, I want to just take a second to pat ourselves on the back, honestly, man. I think it's been a crazy ride just for like 3 or 4 months. I mean, we jam-packed this goddamn show with so much fucking death metal goodness and horror goodness. I mean, we've gotten some good shit out so far, so...
It's been hard.
Yeah, but we've been pulling it off. So
yeah, man, I mean,
not to toot our own horns, but damn, anyone that's supporting this and listens to this every week, you know, thank you so much.
The dad in the Funhouse is murdering somebody.
Well, they already got his son. They stabbed him with a fucking dagger in the... was basically like a sewer, so... And, now the Scooby Gang's trying to get this fucking dad taken care of. And he kind of looks like, he looks like Brian Pillman, doesn't he?
A little bit.
The killer does.
Or is Brian Pillman's dad. So the dad has been impaled on a prop sword in the Funhouse.
A little knife.
Which I forgot about that. He got it like right through the fucking bladder too.
It's funny because the dagger that killed his retarded ass son was like a mini version of that. It looked like it's like a mini version of that long sword right there. Just that got that knife cock right into the fucking back through his bladder. That's pretty nice.
The bladder splatter.
Yeah, the bladder splatter right there. Hell yeah. Or bile driver, to go back to GWAR. There we go. Your Violence Has Arrived record right there. Got the bile driver. You pulled him into it. The Excalibur over here thinks he can just come up and make sure the guy's dead, but
should have just shot him in the fucking head for he tried to.
Keep thinking he just has that gun carrying around. It looks like a fucking flare gun.
It does look like a flare gun.
It's a little.
It's like a.
Oh, and there's revolver. The son. He's still there, and he's just fucking ninja. He's just like a ninja mode right now, taking out everything.
Why that guy's resisting shooting him is beyond me.
He hasn't used it the whole time. I don't even know where he got the gun.
He's like, I've got this prop that's a gun.
Must be a prop gun. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know where they got the. Speaking of props for this movie, I mean that clown thing's fucking creepy as shit. I guess It
is.
If it's Rick Baker, it makes perfect sense. He made all this shit. I would actually own like a lot with this stuff in my house. It'd be pretty cool.
It is cool, man. This was a good one for fitting for that. And don't forget, after the film, Alex will be on from Krisiun.
And we saved the best for last. It was super cool of the doctor to go out, do that impromptu interview. It was really nice.
Yeah, it was not planned. It was something I literally asked Alex on the fly, and he was like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." And because those guys are so fucking great. He was nice to us when we met him here in Florida back in July, but it was really cool to actually get to get him to take a few minutes and actually just hang out with me. We'd both been drinking, so it's a fun interview. I'm a little boisterous in it, but yeah.
Hey, we were having a good time. And this clown prop has brought Excalibur, I'm going to call him over here. Obviously didn't use his gun. Maybe he did, but he shoots like a stormtrooper.
Murder-suicide.
I always thought when I originally saw it that clown was like the killer now, and he's like recostumed himself or something. And because you think Funhouse wanted to see like a clown killer, but that's not the case in this. Kind of misleading from the poster and the cover art. But we don't get much. I don't really. Hasn't been a successful clown killer thing, I think, ever, except for It. But
I've never seen that movie.
It's really the only successful, creepy clown killer movie I've seen. Other than that, it's just kind of. I know Eli Roth's got
like
that.
a 4-hour film.
Yeah.
Having that. I mean, I'm up for watching it. It comes out on Blu-ray now, but it was one of those things I just never had. It was a TV movie. And
I think Eli Roth has a new film out called Clown, where the guy actually turns into a fucking clown like his makeup.
I saw it.
It just came out finally, so I think it's been on digital HD for a while, but it's actually got a home release now, so I'm not telling you to pick that up, never seen it, so I don't know. But
if it's Eli Roth, I'd be weary of it.
Yeah. I got Green Inferno, that's the only thing it has I own.
That's a good movie.
It is good. It was pretty fun.
I like some of his stuff. Some of it, though, it's like what you said before, he's kind of episodes ago, he was a hipster douche, which he kind of is.
Well, I just don't know why he's in bed with Grindhouse. I guess he's the only person that gives a shit about Italian stuff now, or I don't know what the deal is with that. But if you want to listen to our Pieces episode, you'll hear my rant about that.
That's what it was.
Eli Roth's Reese's Pieces. That's the episode name. And episode 3, guys. Want to go back? We're on episode 21 right now. So
holy shit!
Yeah, 21 episodes in 4 months. We're doing pretty well, I think. So. Yeah. And the killer still, I don't know how, I guess he's a hunchback too, so he had a lot of extra
mask
padding.
is actually pretty fucked up looking.
I swear I've seen that mask in like a Party City before.
But there's your question. This is very relevant to what we're talking about right now too. How the fuck does a place like Party City stay in business all year round?
I agree. I have no idea. It's, I guess helium, maybe why. Because they have all kinds of other shit, but I don't know why people would go there for parties. I just don't get that, so I don't know.
I have a special guest for our episode tonight. We have Gore Christ. We have Mrs. Gore Christ. Here she comes.
Hello.
How you doing, sweetie?
She is an impromptu. She's worked all day. I just convinced her to this awesome. The air thing's my fault. We were doing an interview earlier.
Oh, you're fine. I just wanted to
No, it is an oven, but I was scared because we were raw dog. It's probably my feet. That's disgusting too. But I was sitting there going like this, and you can't hear anything. But anyway, so we have her here with us, and we're going to talk. How is Party City? I have no idea. It seemed like it would be a bad job to have.
I've never worked there.
No, I mean, I haven't either, but I don't see how they stay in fucking business other than Halloween.
Probably because everybody's got to have their nephew's, uncle's, cousin's, son's birthday party.
There you go.
Every other weekend.
They're going to have their special tablecloths just for that one day.
I just never understand. I mean, I guess there are certain holidays, but I mean, I just think it's weird, like how anyone could keep a job there that's not a manager. I don't know. It's just one of those weird places. Like Radio Shack. How the fuck is it still in business? But I don't know.
Most of them aren't. They're throwing them under the couch now, so... Them and Ruby Tuesday and all that bullshit. That was pretty cool. We got a little.
Tell us about, if you don't care, if you got a minute. Tell us about you guys. I want to hear about this because the whole episode's themed around this. Tell us about GWARBQ this year. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was hotter than it's ever been, though.
But it didn't rain, so that's good.
It didn't. I wanted it to, though.
Yeah.
The heat put a damper on it quite a bit compared to the last couple of years, but it's still pretty good. I enjoyed it. I did a woman's hair today that's from Richmond, and we were talking about GWARBQ. She's never been, but she said that she's
awesome.
hung out with them and gone to their shows a lot, and the GWAR bar that they're there all the time.
Awesome.
That's neat.
And folks, if you ever do attend the morning after chill, they call it, which is the Sunday brunch at the GWAR bar, be advised that it is in the sewer of Richmond, and it's in the fucking ghetto. Like, it's
I wouldn't even park my car there.
Ghettoest ghetto I've ever
We drove
seen.
by it, and I would refuse to leave.
I wanted to see it.
Was that this year?
Yeah,
Well,
we've
the
never
only place
been
to
to it
park was
before.
in, like,
Oh, they
alley.
own it.
Yeah, there
it's
was
the GWAR bar. Yeah,
the only parking was like.
I thought you were joking. It was really. I thought it was like a tent at the thing.
No,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, far away from this venue, they have the GWAR bar, and so I was like, I really want to check it out. We don't have to go. I just want to like see it at least, what it looks like. And so we were in the belly of the beast in this fucking super ghetto, and there it is on the corner of a street, and like across from that, it's just like there's.
Was this in Richmond?
Yeah, there's just nothing else on the street. It's all run down, and there's like some housing and stuff, but it's the most ghetto place thing I've ever been since Edgar Allan Poe's original house, which we took a venture to. In our usual trip when we go to Maryland for Maryland Death Fest, we went to Edgar Allan Poe's like original house there in Baltimore, and that is inside of the ghetto. Like, that's the only thing there. Other than that, it's a ghetto. Same thing with the GWAR bar.
Walking on the street.
Yeah, we were walking. We weren't in a car for that.
People come out of their apartments staring at us, and this, of course, was while all of this was right after the riots had settled and everything. So I know that that played a large role because we were wandering around in their neighborhood,
right?
And locals weren't cool about us just walking around there because we were obviously not from there.
Yeah, there was an old lady outside, and she was like, "Are you guys all right?" And we're just like, "Yeah,
we're lost." We were,
and that was in Maryland when you guys were in Maryland.
Yeah, we were in Baltimore, and we were in Baltimore, and we had GPS this fucking Edgar Allan Poe house because apparently they do have like tours and little shows they do where you can go inside and everything. But I just wanted to see the outside, just to see the house there. And there's like the house the way it was untouched, and then surrounding it, there's like it's just government housing, and it's just a fucking ghetto. And
is it like preserved like a museum?
I guess the inside of it and stuff is like the outside. It doesn't
like every other place in the area.
Weird.
Pretty much, but you can tell it's kind of older. But
I mean, is it like protected by like a writer's society or something? It's like it has like
it's a historic landmark.
Gotcha.
Thing,
okay, I see.
But it's literally just that's like right on the corner of the street, and then everything else around it and next to it is all a ghetto. It's like inside of it. It's like I could live there.
I don't know if I've ever actually been through. It's
creepy.
I don't know. or even Baltimore in general.
Most of Baltimore's fine. Just that part of it where that is
1 foot was just not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm glad for the GWAR bar we drove past.
I think the closest I've been up in that area is probably DC, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's
also very expensive to live there too. We have anybody out there that listens from there? I don't know how you afford to live there. You must be very wealthy. It must be very nice, but.
And this guy will not fucking die. He's still.
I don't know how she's still alive. You figure at the beginning of the film would have been a kind of an impromptu that she would be killed, but.
Well, yeah, because you show her tits.
Oh man, he's in those gear combines.
Oh, good. They got this little meat hook merry-go-round, which is pretty awesome. For any death metal bands that listen to this, if you don't have a song called Meat Hook Merry-Go-Round, I just gave you one, so thank you. Maybe I can talk to
send your royalty checks to Mr. and Mrs.
Because I told Gorgasm for us to write a song called Digested Anus. I hope they use that one day. And Meat Hook Merry-Go-Round would be really nice. That's a nice one. So thank you, Funhouse. See, horror movies are fucking inspiring,
Sit and watch the stuff and get something out of it.
Yeah. And then there she is. It's just her. And this is kind of, again, like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe where she's the lone survivor.
The woman survives,
Yeah. I never really noticed that. It's pretty cool. So,
that's a girl from the very beginning of the film that was in the shower scene.
And there's probably not many female roles in horror films that showed their tits in the beginning and lived at the end. There's usually not.
Yeah, especially back then, you'd think that they would end up killing everybody in it.
Or that, she got the fake death, and now she's horrified, and it's pretty surreal scene here. That whole thing right there, I always feel like she's gonna like jump out at you because she's fucking creepy. It's just like Bertha over here. I'll just turn on the audio for the remaining minutes on there. There's some good soundtrack right here. And then the old lady's still around. You forget their circus is all packed up. Of course, the end scene's got a lot of print damage noticeable, but still,
again, for the most part, the universal fire. Well,
I think
you're right. I think
really
a lot of it's that universal fire, and that they didn't take care of their prints, and stuff got fucked up or torn up or whatever. So,
and now it's like a feeling of now it's like a feeling of loss, and she's kind of by herself, still in this fucking carnival. And the movie just ends. It's a very fucking cool film. I enjoy it. Music's very.
It fit good for what we're doing. I think for all the different guests we had on. I want to thank Terrance from Suffocation and Alex from Krisiun, which is coming up directly after I get done talking and Corey gets done talking here. So.
Yeah. Well, let's play out for a fucking second. This is just awesome. The soundtrack, we didn't really, you guys were actually watching this. Loud as fuck in here.
Yeah, it was very loud.
I'm trying to find the soundtrack's by John Beal, is who does the score for this. It's pretty awesome. Alright. And now, before we give you the Krisiun, we must first give you and we'll start with Doctor.
This movie, I actually like it. I don't know, it goes down pretty smooth. It's good. There's some good kills in it. Shot in Florida, which is awesome. It even says so right there. It's freaking, obviously, Mr. GWAR did that earlier, but it's freaking awesome. I like it, man. It's cool. It's one of Tobe Hooper's better films, I think. I think this is kind of like a little piece of gold.
Yeah,
it's got the old Blue Line trailer on it.
Yeah, considering he filmed this in between Poltergeist and...
it's good. I like it.
Definitely good. It's a good Scream Factory release. They kind of were putting their feet in the water at this point, and just before they really started pumping stuff out and making a real name for themselves.
Well, it's like what you said earlier. I think it's one of the first titles that they got offered from Universal. They're like, okay, you can put that out, and if you want to do that, that's fine.
But overall, Tobe Hooper's got his stamp on it, and that's already awesome in and of itself for the most part. So. This is an 81 film. It's great. It stands the test of time, I think. It's a fun watch. It's something different. I think the vibe that it gives off and the actual set locations where they are, and the whole carnival thing, I think now it's kind of overdone, but at the time and when you watch it now, it's actually scary more of the location and the feeling it gives you more than the killer.
Well, it's kind of end of summer, beginning of fall kind of thing feel to it too. So
I'm saying
that kind of thing with it.
The direction is awesome, and Tobe Hooper did a stellar job making this film kind of
definitely,
providing the terror. So thank you, Tobe Hooper, and this film stands the test of time. I'd give it a recommendation.
Oh yeah, definitely, it's great. I want to thank. Mr. and Mrs. GWAR. We had an impromptu from Mrs. GWAR today, very awesome. And stay tuned next. We got Alex from Krisiun, so I'll see you guys in the morgue. And
as always, from us here at Phantasm, stay fucking gory.
This is Dr. Vincent West. with the Phantasm Podcast. I have the honor to be here with Alex from Krisiun. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man.
Awesome. So happy to have you on here finally. Corey and I are huge fans. And how's this tour going? We're just wrapping it up now, but not for you guys. You guys just keep doing stuff.
Yeah. Doing super good, man. We're so happy with this tour. This is the best tour we've done over here in a long time. The package is amazing, you know. I mean, we're having a great time. Unfortunately, tonight is the last show, but we had such a great time. Every night was like a joy watching most of those bands playing, you know what I mean? The Dog Suffocation, and Cannibal Corpse, Nile, Revocation. You know, it's
a hell of a package.
Yeah, it's a hell of a package, and we're stoked. We've been stoked ever since we've been invited, you know what I mean? And like I said, we had a great fucking time, man.
It's so awesome. You know, I've been a fan for a really long time, and just to see you guys out on a big tour, I think it's long overdue. You know, I had caught you last year with Origin.
Yeah.
And but just to get to see you guys, because y'all deserve the credit. You guys are one of the best death metal bands. I think really unsung heroes, man. Because I
appreciate it.
Just such a
We're
great
hard
band.
Workers, man.
You are, man.
One thing I can tell, we work hard. You know what I mean? It ain't no joke for us, you know what I mean? We love what we do. We respect the style. We respect the fans, you know what I mean? And we love this kind of music. And as long as we're motivated, as long as we're healthy to keep doing it, we got to keep doing it, man. You know what I mean?
You've kept doing it, man. I love the catalog. I've got it pulled up here right now. My favorite album is probably still Black Forest Domain. I love that album. Is so fun. If I'm had a bad day, man, that's just like, oh yeah.
It's an old album. Yeah, it's.
But if you want, let's talk about Forged in Fury. What a great album, man. That was my number one pick last year for albums that came out last year.
Bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, if I think of all those years we've been like you know, playing and all those years of touring and getting to know killer bands, you know what I mean? And it's all the experience we gathered through the years, you know what I mean? And like I said, we love what we do, so we always try to develop somehow, you know what I mean? The stuff that we do. Without being a sellout, you know what I mean?
Oh, God, no. You're the furthest thing from that. And I love that. I love that when I get your records, I know what to expect, and it makes me happy.
Cool, man. Some of the songs might sound a little slower, but maybe heavier or...
Oh, no, I love it.
With more bottle, you know what I mean? But it's still a Krisiun album, you know what I mean? If you go listen to the album, and it's Krisiun, you know what I mean? Like I said, we gather influences from all over the place, but we try to do our own thing, you know what I mean?
You definitely do, and it's definitely old school. That's what, you know, me, I'm older and I enjoy,
right, man.
You know.
Like I said, man, we're like you guys, you know what I mean? We're metal freaks, you know what I mean? I'm still a fan. Like when we were talking about, you know, we're still buying records and
oh yeah, man, I still buy CDs and vinyl, and I love that y'all put all that out. And
that's what we do, man. We're still motivated. We love what we do. If for some reason I started to dislike it or, you know, not feeling good about it, I'll go home, you know what I mean?
Right.
I won't be here for money or for anything.
No, you're doing it because you love it.
Money is very important. Without money, we're fucked, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's not the bottom line for us, you know what I mean? We've been struggling, dude. Sometimes, like you say, to mention about this tour here, you know what I mean? It's a great fucking tour, but if you look back, we've done lots of shitty tours, you know what I mean? And,
well, I mean,
you know, the money was like, you know, tiny and everything was just rough, but we kept doing it, you know what I mean? And we're here for the music, you know what I mean? And money is important, but it's not a priority, you know.
No, you can tell the Krisiun is definitely traditional, brutal death metal. I love it, man. It's old school. That's a selling point for me, especially at my age. But for younger people, they're a fucking great band. You guys have got so much stuff. I mean, this catalog. You look at this catalog. This catalog's crazy, man. Black Force Domain, Apocalyptic Revelation, Conquerors of Armageddon, Ageless Venomous, Works of Carnage, Bloodshed, Assassination, Southern Storm, The Great Execution, Forged in Fury. God, what a catalog. I mean, I have it all, man. It's all great stuff.
A lot of noise in there, dude.
You got a lot of stuff. It's how did you talk about this a sec? How did you get involved with Eric Rutan?
I guess the first time we got a hold with him was back in mid-90s or something. Moises was attending a festival which Morbid Angel was playing in. And Moises had our first CD on him. And he met the guys after they done playing. Moises he knew someone like with the crew, and they let Moises get in the backstage, and he could met the guys and gave them guys our CD. And then after a couple of years, we signed up to a record label, and then we hooked up with a Morbid Angel tour.
Really?
Yeah, in Europe. And
God, I bet that would have been good.
At that point, Eric knew us, and he showed himself interested on producing our album, like our third album, the Conquerors of Armageddon album. So we made it like we had this tour with Morbid Angel. So we flew 50 days prior to the tour starts, and same for him. He flew before the tour started to produce our album. So that was pretty much it. So we produced that Conquerors of Armageddon album, and then we jumped on the tour together.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Good times, man. Yeah.
Do you all plan on using him again, or are you going to go with a different crowd?
Man, I guess so.
Well, see, I want to, and again, I'm probably stepping on not your toes, but some other people's toes. I don't know why anybody would not use him.
Yeah, man.
I even told, probably not something I should have done, but I even mentioned to the Goat Whore guys, I'm like, man, you need to stay with Eric. His name is Cannibal. It's Eric, man. I mean, Eric to me, old school, is the modern Scott Burns.
Yeah, man.
If you want a fucking nasty death metal record, Eric's serving it up.
Yeah, man.
You guys serve it up right in it, and then he puts it out,
You got it, man. I'm such a big fan of the guy, and
we saw him here back in May with Vital Remains.
Right.
Yeah, he's such a talented guy.
He's the whole package. Yeah. He's well-rounded. You know what I mean?
Well, he's got that. It's old school. It's not.
It is.
It's not. I'm not real big on
totally. He's like we were saying, he could develop an old school style somehow into a modern, new breath, but without losing it,
Oh, yeah. He's
still sounding old school, but he's sounding big, and he had his studio is awesome. He had a big room, so his recordings have ambience, you hear the ambience.
Do you all go to his studio when you've recorded with him?
Yeah. For the latest one, yeah.
Oh, okay, you did. Before, you didn't?
No, the third album that was talking about, we did in Germany.
No shit.
Yeah.
With him there?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Pretty cool, man.
The Home of Sodom. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you did it. Now, the latest record.
Yeah, man. It took us some time to hook up again with him because, we were working with this guy in Germany, Andy Klassen. I think he's a great producer too. But it was time for a change, we've done 3 albums with him, in a row. So it was time for a change, and it was a common agreement amongst the band. It's Eric, that's fucking go for Eric.
He's such a, I don't know, that's a selling point to me as a death metal fan when I see his name on the back that he produced it. I mean, it's,
too. I'm proud about it.
And he just makes you guys sound even better.
I'm so happy with the final result,
it's a great album. You guys got so much stuff going on. It's fresh, but it's Krisiun.
Cool, man, cool.
And that's, I can't thank you for just putting out such a great catalog. I mean, I'm like, new Krisiun records coming out, I don't ever have to worry about it. It's not going to sound, it's going to sound like Krisiun. It's not going to be, a big mess or, something else that I don't, where a lot of bands, and I hate it, nobody here, but a lot of bands I end up on, it's like, man, what are you doing? You're killing me here, but I always can depend on Krisiun, so it's.
Well, man, thank you for trust us, and like I
think we all do, man. All as Krisiun fans, we do. In Krisiun, we trust.
I'd rather quit than fucking be a sellout. You know what I mean?
Well,
we're gonna start working on a new album, and I guarantee you, man, we're gonna work hard, and it's gonna be 100% Krisiun, man.
That's such a great thing to hear, man. I wanted to touch on this a sec too on the new album. I mean, all the records. God, the new album's artwork is fucking beautiful, man. It's fucking. I don't know. You want to talk a little bit about that? That's so.
Yeah, man. Talking Joe Patagno. I mean, the guy's like a fucking. He's a Motorhead guy. I mean, he drawn that.
Really, he's done.
Yeah.
You're kidding me. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking. God, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's a god. He's a fucking god for.
That's the Motorhead guy.
Yeah. He also drawn like artwork for some death metal bands too, like Angel Corpse and Fire Remains, I guess. Marduk,
all good stuff. Yeah.
He kind of he like same deal. He kept going. He's like working for modern bands, newer bands.
That
and
artwork,
so
man.
Deep and evil, like.
I don't even know what to say about it. Like, I bet you all shit when you first saw that. I mean, wow. I mean, he knocked it out of the park. Your all's killer music, that fucking artwork. I mean, it's just that cover is just beautiful. Cool, I love the artwork.
I'm glad you like it, man. It's definitely crazy core. I mean, it's like lots of themes coming up and becoming one thing, kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just so, I mean, to look at it, to really open it up, I was like, man, I'd love to have a poster of this. It's beautiful, man.
Cool, man. Cool.
But yeah, I had no idea. So there you go, guys, Motorhead artists.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's awesome, man. You got to love that album. So, talk a little bit about what you got coming up here in the next little bit. You got some festivals going on. And
Yeah. We're going home, staying home for a week, and then flying out to Europe for 3 festivals, and then flying back home, staying home for 3 weeks, and then flying back to Europe for a tour at Dark Funeral.
Oh man, I told you earlier. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just so awesome.
And then we're gonna finish it up tour for this album. We've been lucky, like for as far as going out on tour for the latest album. We've done such a great tours. This one right here, the tour with Cannibal Corpse and Origin, Aeon, and then we got this tour lined up with Dark Funeral. Feels good, man. So far, so good.
I mean, I'm just so happy to finally see a band that I've loved for so long, since Black Force Domain, get the credit they deserve.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I mean, I can say this as a fan, at least hope it's okay. Y'all should be, I think that on a lot of tours, I'm like, that's my boys up there. It's like, but I'm so happy to see you get it, and
cool, man.
And it's nothing negative. I'm such a big fan. I just would love to hear you all play for 2 hours.
Awesome, man,
it's
awesome, like it is what it is. Unfortunately, maybe for us it took a longer time than for some other bands, and I don't mind playing smaller places, smaller tours, and You know, I mean, as long as
That's a
we're
death
having
metal
good
show
time,
in America.
I mean, we're so happy with the story here. Maybe next time we're, higher on the view. But like I said, it's been great for us, you know. I mean,
it's great exposure.
Yeah, and especially the crowd reactions, you know. I mean, they were a blast, you know. I mean, like today was crazy, you know what I mean? And so we've been struggling, like you were saying, dude, and we're still here. And anytime we step on stage, people know we're gonna deliver hard, and we're gonna play hard.
It's it's funny to you guys are just dependable. I don't know. I love when your records come out. It's like I know what I'm getting. That's a good thing. That's how you keep a fan base. Yeah, man, of course. This is so amazing to have you do this, guys. This is, just to have you on here because like I said, Corey and I are such big fans, and I'm just happy to finally see you guys get a big tour like this in America because I know other places, Krisiun is testament, but it is for us too. But it's just, to see you guys.
And thank you for this, for being here, supporting us. And I'm sitting here talking to Terrance motherfucking Hobbs.
Oh yeah, man. You gotta love Terrance.
The baddest motherfucker on the planet.
He's a bad man. He's a gunslinger. He's a badass.
He's a bad man.
But yeah, well, man, thank you for doing this. This is so awesome. And well, hopefully, if it's cool, maybe give you guys something to look forward to. Hopefully, have you back on with everybody maybe later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
We'll be hanging on. Today's the last show, so tonight's the last show. So yeah, we'll be hanging on.
You guys heard it here.
Yeah. Thank you, brother, for the opportunity. Thank you for supporting. Much appreciated, man.
Coming soon from Phantasm.
This is New York City in 1997. The United States Police Force has its headquarters on the Statue of Liberty because in 1997, the entire city is a walled maximum security prison. Breaking out is impossible. Breaking in is insane. John Carpenter's Escape from New York.
Starts Friday at the Town Cinema and the Sundown, rated restricted adult.
Sunday, it was the dream house for the perfect American family until they began to change.
I just wish that all those people hadn't died here.
The house is doing things.
Mommy, I want to go home.
What made a family flee for their lives and sanity? The Amityville Horror, the bestseller and box office smash movie starring James Brolin, Margot Kidder, and Rod Steiger. A network television premiere Sunday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
The stuff is a product of nature, a deadly living organism. It is addictive and destructive. It can overcome your mind and take over your body, and nothing can stop it.
No, don't eat that. I saw it moving in the refrigerator.
Here, Jason, take some.
There is something alive in there.
They're good for us, Jason. They kill the bad things inside us.
Tonight, America is in grave danger.
So are you prepared to say on the air that you've actually seen people devoured by the stuff?
Oh, hell yes. And what's worse, I've seen what's left of them when the stuff gets through and comes back out.
Coming soon. For you, the stuff.
I would like to scan all of you in this room, one at a time.
Scanners. 10 seconds, the pain begins. 15 seconds, you can't breathe. 20 seconds, you pray it will end, and it will. Experience the terrifying power of scanners. Their thoughts can kill. Rated R.
Coming soon at a theater near you. Check newspapers for theaters and times.
Is there anyone strange? Anyone you haven't noticed before? The demons are coming, and they're coming for you. Be careful. They could mean the difference between life and demonic death. Demons. They will make cemeteries their cathedrals, and the cities will be your tombs. Demons.
Starts Friday at a theater near you.
The Return of the Living Dead. They're back, and they're hungry. The Return of the Living Dead. Certificate 18. Coming to a cinema near you.